morning, everybody. Welcome to Phoenix Trading Strategies, where strategic knowledge and information allows you to trade successfully. Today is August 7th, 2015. It is 8:12 a.m. Eastern Time. Before we begin, let's go to the disclaimer. Disclaimer: future stocks and spot currency trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in future stocks and forex markets. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell futures, stocks, or forex. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed on this website. Past performance of indicators or methodology are not necessarily indicative of future results. Being that said and done, welcome. It is Friday. We are expecting the release of non-farm payrolls today. The numbers should come out within the next 15 minutes. They're expecting 225,000 jobs versus 222,000, which is what is expected. Yet to see. We're also getting unemployment rate from Canada. So it should be very interesting. Let us go to the charts. So what we're looking at here is the mini Dow. Now the mini Dow right now, this thing originally started to come short, but right here where it's at, we'll go to the higher time frame, see if there's anything that we're missing on the short side. Pivot here on the 60-minute. Saying, well, so they must know something that we don't. "45 minutes says short. Did fulfill its cycle though. Came right back up again. So let's see. 20 minutes. 20 minutes says short still. Okay. "10 minute. Here's where the did go up. Now normally on an announcement like this, they'll use the trend stop as a resistance level and then continue to go down. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays. Let's take a look at some of the currencies. Let's take a look at the pound yen real quickly. We've got time. Ooh, this one looks really interesting actually. Yen getting stronger. I don't like this though. If they could come down and then swoop all the way back up. Not a real clear picture. It did go down. I think we're going to have to take a look at the US yen for this one. This one's long, or looks long at least. This one's been giving a signal to go short for quite a few days and it hasn't played out. And now it's bouncing off of this level and this level. And it looks to go long. From the 30-minute, I mean, it's just been... I would say if it comes up a little higher, then we're good. Not a clear picture per se, except in the higher time frames, of course. Let's take a look at the euro. See, this one's trading off of this level and this level. And hasn't reached it yet. The mid-range level right here. This thing says long, but I'm still saying not quite. Now, it already went. We've already gotten a nice clean signal to the upside. You have a pivot here with this level. Nice support. Yeah, this could go. I don't think, based on that, we could see it go long actually. Anytime that you have a level line up with pivots, that's usually a very strong support or resistance level. In this case, it's become its support level when it was in fact a resistance level. So it could come down and then go up based on the numbers. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. This one has no specific signal here. It's been pretty much short, but it fulfilled its cycle and it's been bouncing off of this level, holding here. Let's go to a 20-minute. No, I mean, it did fulfill its cycle to the bottom, and it's trading higher. And the low, this is a 720-minute, 154.79 where it's holding from. That's pretty good. Let's see. Oof, 30-minute says short. There's a pivot right here telling us here, and this one that formed, but there aren't any more. This one is a little bit more. It's a tough one because they like to spike. That's what I don't like about some of these trades, is that they like to play that game. Okay, this one's more on the short side. Ooh, power dot right there, huh? But they're trading below this one. Let's see if we go. Yeah, see it's breaking through. This one's very interesting. The Swissie's been pretty much a leading indicator for quite some time now. And it's going short. Same thing that the US yen is doing. And the US yen has been quite a rival. See, this one here right now, even though it's a mid-range level, they're using it as a resistance level. You have pivot here lining up with it. And it's been more to the short side than anything. So it's been slowly coming down. This level lines up with this pivot here. This level lines up with this pivot here. Let's see the US CAD real quickly. Yeah, see the US CAD's already short. That's based on their numbers though. Yeah, see on the 5-minute everything is just to the short side on this one. Maybe they've already priced it in. dangerous play very early in the game that they're doing. Must say it'll be an interesting non-farm peril. Okay. So if it stops here, see if we have anything. No, broke through that level. Looks like it'll come down to this level, if that. Very interesting on this one, actually. Bouncing off that moving average. Okay. Let's go back to the Euro USD. Just don't see a clean signal. This one's just been slowly moving up from the open to the upside. And this is a very strong support level. This thing could come down and then spike up. Too soon to call on this one, but it looks like it could be a bullish trade. And if that's the case, then that's why this one looks long, and that's why this power dot formed here. It would be the second counter trend to the upside, and this one's forming here with these pivots, and this one, that's a strong support level. And it's bouncing off of this level as well. I want to see that real quickly in the higher time frame. Yeah. Yeah, it formed there. Let's see what it looks like here. Nothing here. Damn it. I wish I would have had a little bit more indication of this one. Because the way this looks, it's going to come down. It looks like it would come down and then spike up. But not quite. Because they did come down previously here and then went long. Just too many pivots here to the downside. This will be interesting. We don't have that much time. See, the 12-minute is a good indicator as well. This is some serious support right here that's taking place. Not the cleanest signals. This one's starting to go long. Bounced off of these pivots here. This level. It's really been coming down short though. Will the numbers come out better than expected is the question here. The S&P is to the downside and just broke below this mid-range level, which is a 720-minute level, but it's a mid-range level. It could spike up from the looks of it. Pound Aussie is getting ready to go long. See, this one's already giving an indication to go long. So their numbers, but then every time that they've played this, they've gone short here. Trading off of this level, they broke here. Moving averages to the downside. Not an easy call on this one. Definitely not an easy call. Yeah, see, they've played this before. Pivot to the downside. Pulled away pretty aggressively. Formed here, they're bouncing up at this level. Oh, not the cleanest signals, that's for sure. Huh? It's not even time yet. And they're already making the move. Someone leaked the news. No way they're going to play that trade. Oh, that's just wrong. Someone leaked the news. No way they're going to play this trade like that. Not a minute beforehand. Yeah, see, look at that. Someone leaked the news. These guys are really despicable. Okay. Yeah, down. Not a clean signal. No, not at all. No, would not have been able to get a position on this. U.S. payrolls rise 215,000. They're expecting 225,000. Missed the estimate. Unemployment rate holds steady at 5.3% for second month. U.S. average 216 workers per month through June. No, not a clean signal. This one went long. Look at this. I mean, they went short on this one, then they went long. No. That's what I was afraid of, that we weren't going to have a clean signal, and we did not. Here in the pound dollar, they've come right back down to this level. And it seems like they're not going to budge any further. So now this was not the day to trade NFP. Now, this one is holding right here, and they missed their estimates. Let's wait and see where this one settles at, because we could see some good retracements based on that. Yeah, no good signal, not even on the CAD. It came down too aggressively. There was something that just didn't make sense on this one either. Let's see the US yen. Yeah, this one too. Did go short, but then it went long. Right above 125 again. But that 125 level's been one of those levels that they've been holding very, very preciously. So it seems like question is, will they break the threshold to the upside now? And for some reason, I don't think so. Let's see the Euro USD one more time. Yeah, see, this one bounced right back up. Bounced off 108.70. Fortunately, that just wasn't a clean signal to trade this thing. Let's see what it does. It's pressing pretty aggressively to the downside. This candle hasn't closed. That's the worst part, is that it's still open game. Let's take a look at the S&P. Oh, it went down. Make no mistake. But now it's coming back. Let's see what this one does. This was such a nasty trade. It was already down here at 20.75 and a quarter. Came up to 20.78 even. 27, yeah. And then it came down. Signal was good on the down to the downside on the E-minis. Even on the 15-minute, it was solid. Currencies were the ones that went sporadic. Let's see the bonds real quickly. Now this one, spiked up and came down. Now this one's like the yen. They've just been holding and holding that level. See how they're holding this level? I can't say that they're going to come down. But this is a daily level, though. This is a daily level. This thing should have gone through, broken through the roof on this one. There it is. Or is it? I actually like this one to sell. So I'll sell this one. Let's see what type of retracement we have on this. If there is any. Okay, let's see. Not expecting a big retracement on this one. Maybe 10 pips, if that. But the numbers weren't that great. And that tells me that this ain't over yet. That's the only one that's bouncing off of a daily level, which actually makes sense. There it comes. Sometimes you can't get a trade at the announcement, but you can get the one right after the announcement. Let's see where this, because if it comes back to the open, which is basically where it's coming down to, oh no, it's coming right back down. We just might be able to skin this cat for about 20, 25 pips from the looks of it. Because that's about 20 pips right there. That's a pretty bad retracement from our entry. Let's see. 21 pips to be exact. It came right back. See, if it closes below this pivot right here, it's got to come back down even further to this one. And that's when it makes sense that their numbers weren't that great. Because their numbers weren't that great. But it's already retraced now about 30 pips so far. Let's see if it continues. Come on. Keep going down. Oh, yes. Come on. You're testing the waters. Let's see how far this thing plays. Oh, there it is. It's right on the edge. If it goes below 124.73, we are in for a nice trade. Come on down. Come on down. Keep going. Because it'll be, you still got 5 minutes before you close. And that means that this will be a very nice retracement trade. It's already come down 50% of the move. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it was just very hard for me to believe that they were going to hold that level. Not that daily level. They needed to break that thing aggressively. But they've come right back down to the open. And I've been waiting for the yen to actually come down from that 125 level. But I will be really surprised if it comes right back down to 124.35. So these next 3 minutes are going to be very key. Come on down. Go down to 10 minute on this one. Ooh, and we have a power dot here. Wow. Very interesting. how they played this one. Very interesting. Yeah, let's see if this one continues to break to the downside. Yeah, that's the 5-minute. Came down here. There was nothing. It should have come down even further, and it didn't. So let's see what this next candle does. Yeah, but that daily level is just, they just don't want to break that 125. Okay. So what are you going? Let's see. Bounce right off of this pivot. Yeah, this is where it held. Let's see what you do from this point. Hmm. Okay, if it goes short from here, then it'll come down a little bit further. But if not, then we will cut and run. See, it just doesn't make sense. They came in under the numbers that they were expecting. Private payrolls rise by 210,000. So they're revising the numbers. And let's see, what are you going to do? All right. So if you're going to play to the downside, then play it more aggressively. You'd need it to come back to 174.72. Which is our support level. Came back here. Yeah, see, this is telling us that this level, 124.82, is the resistance level. And so this should fill the gap and come down to 124.65, which is about right here. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, not being able to get a good trade at the announcement. It was just, it looked like if they leaked the news the way they traded that thing. It just didn't make sense. It's practically trading at where it opened at right now. And see, the problem is that they come in, they inject liquidity, and then they pull right back out based on the numbers. And now it's pretty much looks like it's just going to stall. This is straight algorithmic trading on their part. These are their programs basically doing nothing. Yeah, no. Seems like it's time to cut loose. Just doesn't want to play to the downside. We should have seen a more aggressive trade to the downside, but seems like it's not going to play. So nope, it's time to cut and run. Come on, what are you going to do? You're either going to come down or you're not. And it doesn't seem like they're going to right now. But that 125 level is one to look for later. Come on, what are you going to do? If it comes right back down from this level, then we know that come Sunday night, that 125 level is one to short from. No, it just doesn't seem like it wants to budge, but let's see. Now imagine if we would not have mapped out these levels on the higher time frames. This is a daily to a 240 that it went to. But now there's nothing much to see here any further. Just the way they traded this came down, then came all the way up, and then came down. All to end up in the middle. Where they will not end up, that's for sure. Come on, define your trade. $24.91. It's got to come right back below 124.82 in order for this to mean anything to us. And if it doesn't do it right now, it may not. And I don't think it's going to do it. It would have done it by now. They pulled their liquidity. They came in, injected, and then they pulled. And now they've just got people trapped. We're trapped on the right side of the trade. We're not negative, but they've got people trapped in these trades right now. Unless a liquidity provider or liquidity providers come in and push this down, aggressively. It just doesn't seem like it's going to play. No. No, I'm out. Could have picked up 20 pips, but I was expecting it to go further and it just didn't play out. It is what it is. Let's take a look at the Euro USD. See if we find some opportunity there. And this one looks like it's going to come down a little further. The sad thing is that there is no more news to drive this thing. That's it. It's over. Let's renew this one. Yeah, see the numbers came in less than expected, which is not good. Unemployment rate came in as expected. Average hourly earnings as expected. Canadian came in as expected. So the fact that they haven't broken down further is what's interesting. See, like this one, the pound dollar here, they came down to this level and bounced. This is a 720-minute level, and they have bounced from this one, and they're basically retracing back up to the upside. However, there isn't enough liquidity to justify a retracement back up, and that's why it's trading to the downside here again. Now this is a very, very strong support level right here. So the question is, will they come right back down to 154.80, which is right here? And if they do, will they hold? Because if they don't, then that's where the trade to the upside begins. Let's see what they do. Now if they break that 720-minute level, which is what I don't think they're going to do, and we'll test it. I'll buy it here and we'll see. Yeah, see if this one closes above where we just got in right now, then we should see it come up at least to this level one more time. I just don't know about this one. But I won't give up more than 5 pips on it either. So we'll see. We'll see how strong that level is. This is where it becomes interesting, because if they hold at these price levels, then means that they're going to come right back to where they opened from again, and that could be a decent trade, nothing extravagant, but would be another 20 pips that we could recover on. I just don't know if it'll hold. That's the question. It seems like they don't want to break below it. So these next 3 minutes will be where we put it to the test. And see, these price levels, because they're on the higher time frame, this type of trade would induce a trader to go short, but then they pull back because they're not interested in breaking this level. Let's bring out our friend, the volume indicator, and confirm this play. Hold on. No, 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 no. no, you don't. Let's see, how strong is this level? Oh, they're going to break right through it. Or are they? Yes, they are. Come on. You're teasing everyone, and that's not nice. Oof. Let's see. It's got 2 more minutes. 1 more minute. Boy, I knew they were going to test that 154.80, but this is ridiculous. Oh no, they're going to break right through it. Now I'm out. I was hoping they held, but they didn't. So it'll go down a little further, but not too much. See, this is where they've tested before, but I just don't know if they'll come right back up. It's not worth testing any further. But if they break this level, they're going to go down pretty aggressively, and that would signify, yeah, see there, this could be their next hit right here, 154.55, but it's holding. Where would this come in from? They've been here before. Yeah, they fulfilled their cycle from the weekly to the 720. So treacherous dogs. Excuse me. See, I wouldn't be going long. This doesn't make sense anymore because they could come down another 10 pips, but then this could be a trade to the downside. That's, yeah, see, they're breaking right above it again. They just don't want to close. All right, let's get back in. Let's go along and see what happens. Can't believe they came down 10 pips below it and then bounced right back up. We'll see how strong that 720-minute level is. Because they've been here before. So if they're not going to hold, they're not going to go down any further. And it doesn't look like then they got to bounce up. But still yet to be seen. Again, problem we're facing right now is the lack of liquidity in the market. And that's why this thing isn't moving. It's just holding, 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 holding. So let's see, you got 2 minutes. If we don't see anything happening here, then it's not going to happen any further. Come on, let's go. Break even, are you? Okay. Let's see what type of run you make now. Boy, it just doesn't seem like it wants to do anything. No. We'll see where this candle closes on the 5-minute. Let's see if it has any drive. But if not, then it's pretty much done. Nope. Come on. Play the trade. It's a strong support level. No. Seems like it just doesn't want to play it. No, they broke that level. Yeah, but the problem is that they don't have much room to go to the downside either. And they should have done it by now. That's the problem, that they should have really broken the floor on this one. Now the fact that it's making a comeback is very interesting, because that supports our theory that they are not planning on going below that level. So come on, let's go. Let's play that trade to the upside. Follow through. Seems like they just might play it out right now. Let's see. You gotta hate when they go in and then they pull their liquidity on a day like this one. This thing should be a little bit more active than the original trade. Come on, make it more exciting. Really rotating around that 720-minute level, which is at 154.79. If they hold it, this could be one of those trades that could take forever to go long from here, though. That's the only concern. Come on, play it out. You got 2 minutes to close on this candle. Can't believe they're at a standstill this long at that price. No. Come on. If it doesn't happen here, it's not going to happen. Unfortunately. But there was no way to get in on any of the trades earlier at the announcement. Just impossible. Okay. Let's see, what are you going to do? All right. Okay, that's a good sign that it opened higher. All right, for bricks above, yeah, 154.81, then we're good. There it is. Come on, play it out. Come on. Really having a hard time breaking that 154.83 and 84 level. Once it breaks above 154.90, then if it breaks above 154.90, then we know that we've got a good run to the upside. But right now, it's just not. It's a lack of liquidity in the market. Yeah. No, it just doesn't want to seem to kick. All right, come on. Put some liquidity in the market. Come on, guys. Mm-mm. No, they just don't seem to want to budge. Yeah. No, it's a lack of liquidity in this thing. They just can't seem to drive it. Unfortunately, they're going to range around this level and just play that. But they're not going to do much because there is no liquidity. They've already made their money. Good thing is that they didn't make much money out of what we did today. Realistically, we're at this point, we're only down 10 pips, which is really nothing. For a non-farm payroll, actually, let's see. Maybe it's their time. No. Nope. Just doesn't seem to want to play. This would have been the perfect moment for them to really go through it, and they just don't want to play. So now we'll get out with a small loss of 5 pips. Trade just does not want to seem to play. And sometimes you can't force a trade. But let's go over this because some of the signals were really good. In the futures, in the FX, it was a little bit on the disappointing side. If you were trading the E-minis, the trade to the downside was good actually. When it came down, came back up, came down again. Again, stock market isn't doing much. And it's not the lack of liquidity. In this case, the numbers just don't make sense. They don't add up. So even though they spiked, this one spiked and this one came down. But the signal originally to the downside before the announcement was good. And this thing came in at 5 a.m. Eastern time. Now the S&P, that one had a much cleaner signal. Actually, it was very consistent with the pivots, everything to the downside, and this one was much earlier. And they were trading below a level, but now they're right at that mid-range level again, which is 2077 even. If they break below it, it has to come down right back down like another 7 points, which is what it looks like it could do. But again, the lack of liquidity in the market right now is what's holding everything back. Let's take a look at the metals real quickly, and then we'll platinum. Nice trade to the upside. This was around 3 a.m. or close to it. It was around 2:30 a.m. And then this morning, a nice signal to the upside right at the announcement. So this one was right before the announcement. Nice clean signal to the upside. Let's see what gold did. And then we'll take a look at crude as well. Gold came down like a stone. Really choppy. I don't know. My feed is just really weird on this one right now. But it came right back down to 1083 from 1096. That's a pretty good drop. Let's see what crude did. Crude came down. Was there a signal? Let's see. Nothing on the 10. 45 minutes. The 45 minute, that's what gave them away. 45 minutes, a really key time frame for futures. If you're not looking at it to confirm the levels, you're really missing out because this one really does it. And see how this lined up with this pivot? That made it a very strong resistance level. And that's what we need to look for. See, like this one lined up with these two pivots and it did go long. So these are little details that, sometimes you just don't pay attention to. But on the Let's take a look at the US Swissy, what this one did. Yeah, see, this one went long. It was nice and clean, very transparent on the 45-minute. When you go down to the 15, there wasn't really an entry here. They came down pretty aggressively and then bounced to the upside. Just wasn't clean. Now that means that Japanese yen trade again. This is a trade that you guys need to be looking for over the weekend. And the reason I'm saying this is because I have a real hard feeling that this thing is going to come down from this level because they could not hold it above it. They could not break above it. So this 125 level is a real key component, and I'll show you why. As we go to the higher time frames, see how they've been forming power dots here, and they just haven't been able to break above this level? Well, normally after an NFP announcement, when they don't break a level like this, it's usually because they plan on coming down very aggressively to the downside. So if that is the case, then next week we will see the yen drop like a stone. And it could come right back down to 123.86, which is what I'm expecting it to. But the fact that it's holding is very significant because it is, oh God, let me add more data. It is, in fact, telling us that this price level is very important to them, very important to them. Their algorithms are literally trading around it, testing it and testing it. And as much as they want to test, they just can't seem to break through. And when it shows up on the higher time frame that they don't break through, normally that means that they're going to come down like a stone. And that's what I was expecting today. I was expecting that trade, but it didn't really. I mean, they did come down and then went right back up, but they're holding. And the fact that they're trading within this range means that when that breakout comes, it's going to come very aggressive to the downside. This could be one of those trades that we've been waiting for a very, very long time to play out, and could be a very good position trade to the downside. See, look at this on the 600. They went up and then boom, right back down. The retracement's just been too aggressive from that price level. And it's also doing, when you really look at it, you can compare it to the 30-year Treasury bond. Now this one's been moving to the upside as well, but I think it's met its match right here. So we'll see if it holds. If it holds this level, then they're pretty much done. So 157 23rds is the resistance level. If it doesn't break above it, see, it already broke above this one. But this one here would be the next level for it to go to, 158.13ths, if it makes it. If it doesn't make it, it's going to come right back down. And it should come down to 154 and a quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays. But they've both been going pretty much in the same direction. But I like this yen trade. This yen trade is one of those that just makes sense that they're setting up to go short very aggressively. When they come down short, they're going to come down pretty hard. So this could be one of those position trades that everyone's been looking for. I've been waiting for it, quite honestly, for quite a few days. And I've seen how they've been playing it, but they haven't fulfilled. So I'm expecting that they'll play that trade later. Because see, it was to the long. I mean, it came down, boom, bounced up, but then the retracement, they are just holding this price very aggressively. They did it here. They're doing it here again. So it'll be very interesting. I would say watch the yen and watch it very closely, because this may be that trade that we've all been waiting for, that, just gives us a good run of 200, 300 pips maybe. there any particular pairs you guys want me to look at? Now would be the time to ask. Let's take a look at the pound yen, actually. I'm curious to see how that one played. It went short, but not a big move. But it was a clean move, though, gotta admit. Let's see, when the announcement came up, they came up and came down. It was just really nasty the way they traded it. 68 pips, not bad. But again, the entry was just going to be questionable in this one because they spiked up from 193.46 to 193.72. I don't like to risk more than 20 pips on a trade, if that. And this one just didn't reflect that. Euro yen probably did the same thing. Yep. And this one it's like the pound yen bouncing right off a 240-minute level, 136.55. But again, it's one of those that, and this is based on just euro weakness, but again, it's one of those trades that could set up for the fall based on what the yen is doing. Let's take a look at the 1440. Nothing there. 720. Oh yeah, on the 720, we've got multiple signals for this puppy to come down. So it's just a matter of time before it really comes down. And then when it does, it'll come down to 133.32. And that is a 200 pip drop. So yeah, the yen pairs are the ones to look for right now. I believe that they'll be very surprising to many of you. And many of us, quite honestly, because they're setting up to go short. And they're setting up to go short really aggressively. There's a flight to quality right now. And flight to safety. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. That's actually a good one too. I've been monitoring that one. Let's go on the higher time frame. 1440. This one's just been, maintaining its trend to the downside. But will it hold is the question. Now see on the 720, the fact that this formed tells us that this still has room to come down. Now, the question is on the long-term level, will it break any further to the downside? And we'll take a look at that shortly, but I want to see if there's any more confirmation. Okay, so you have a 600 and a 720-minute level confirming to the downside. So that's not bad. Let's go on the 480. For multiple time frame confirmation on the higher time frames to go short, which it's doing. And it's also being affected by oil. So this could be a nice play to the downside, actually. Yeah, very nice. So we had confirmation here, traded below this level. I want to see the 200. I'd like, well, it has the potential to come down to 72.89, which is another 70 pips, but now it's time to look at it on the real higher time frames. See, on the daily, it's been holding here, which we've seen, and we have higher time frame confirmations on 720, the 600, the 480, the 300, and the 240. So this thing looks to go down one more time. Let's take a look at the weekly. Let's see if there are any levels here. No levels here. It's just been coming down. Oh, let's see. 88, 87, 85. Okay, now that's way up here. So this thing, no, still looks good. The monthly. Yeah, this still looks good to the downside. Um, oh boy. There was a weekly level here that I was looking at. Yeah, that's the one. 68.85. I don't think it'll go to 68.85, but it could come down to 68.97, 6,900 even. Yeah, it has a potential to come down another 300 pips. It looks pretty good. The good thing is that on the smaller minutes, let me add data. You have nice confirmation to the downside. So yeah, it's definitely on a course to 72.50. Another 100 pips to the downside, and it could hold like this for range within this level for the month. But yeah, this one looks. I like it to the downside. I think it's got potential to come down very aggressively. I would have appreciated if we would have had much better entries at the announcement, right before the announcement, but there weren't. So disappointing. See, look at this one. I would have never touched this with a 10-foot pole. See the LZN. Now this one should have come down. Yeah, but no entry. Swiss yen. Both of these were going in the same direction, more or less. Yeah, this one held actually. The signal here was good on this level. You had a pivot here, so this was a good resistance level. This one would have been a trade to look for. New Zealand yen. I'm telling you, those yen pairs, gotta watch them because there's gonna be some serious surprises coming in on those. Sorry if my coffee maker is going wild. Let's see. No, wouldn't have touched this. No signal. There weren't any power dots. New Zealand CAD. This one's been a very interesting one because this one on the higher time frames has been playing up and down, up and down. And anytime that they form two levels like this, you know that it's going to go short. And it did go short. It fulfilled, and then now it's on the rise. Now this one, for some reason, looks to be a little bit more active than all the other pairs. But if it breaks this level here at 86.22, which I don't think it will, not today, it'll make a run up to 86.80. Then you're looking at a long trade. This one's been one of those that's been really, really weird. I've been monitoring this one. And see on the daily, this has been just adhering to this level. I mean, they've just refused to break above 86.51. So I think if they make a run up to it, they could challenge this level, but this thing is staying short. But I'm thinking that the short trade on this one just may be over, and it could be setting up to go long. Again, there's some really great trade opportunities that we're going to see this coming week after non-farm payroll. And this one could be one of them. It's not one of my favorite pairs because, rarely do I trade it, but it's setting up. I mean, they want to break that level. If they break that level, this thing will scream to the upside. This could be a good position trade when it's all said and done. We got a student of mine that's been waiting and waiting and watching this one like a hawk because he knows that when this thing goes, it will go. And it seems to be that way. I tend to agree with him from that perspective, that it could be setting up for that long trade. I mean, it's at 86.10 right now. If it went to 8700, which is where this price level's at, it's still a good trade. But if it breaks above this one, then it's going to really move. So yeah, I've been watching that one. That one's been a really good contender. Let's see the Euro New Zealand. Would this one have been a trade? No. To the downside, actually, yes. I mean, towards the end, and then it came down, and then it just really came down. This was a nice, clean trade, actually. Sometimes, if you're looking for trades, after the U.S. Market closes at 5 p.m. Eastern, then you'll usually find, if there's a continuation, you sometimes may find a re-entry on some of these trades, and they end up playing very well. Now, I'm not saying that this gave away the trade for the euro dollar, because it didn't, but it was a good indication. This one, the euro Aussie, traded below this weekly level. As soon as it broke, that would have been a good sign for us to look at, but trading this one before non-farm payrolls sometimes very dangerous because you don't get a clean signal. This would have been a trade to take during the Asian session to the downside, and you would have picked up really good. The Euro Aussie, Euro New Zealand, Pound Aussie, Pound New Zealand are very good right now to trade. They've been, at the Asian session, you get some really nice trades. But again, would it have been one to trade right now? No. The answer is no. Would not have been. The US CAD. Canadians just can't seem to win right now. They just continue, as much as they were on the recovery level, that recovery level is gone. It's going to be a real tough one for their currency. They're going to take a hit. They're going to take a hit. But yeah, the yen trade, let's see, look at that, it came down. Conniving individuals. I knew they were going to come right back down. That's okay. We got out with a few pips. Let's see the pound dollar. That means the pound dollar rose. No, it did not. It actually came down further. No, and I knew, and this was the level that they were going to hit. Like I said, they're going to come right down to this level. 154.50, and that's where it may end. Same with the Euro USD. This one came down a little further. No, it didn't. Oh, wow, this one held. This one held. You see, there was nothing here to indicate. We didn't have anything. No level, not even in the higher time frame, indicating that there would be a retracement here. So no, guys, that's pretty much it. Don't really have much more to share with you. I'm glad you showed up. For those of you that were a little late, I wish you would have come in a little earlier. It was a little more exciting. But overall, I can't say it was a bad non-farm payroll. At least we didn't get caught the way some people must have got caught in some very bad trades because the signals just weren't there. They just weren't there. But for those of you that trade futures, you can see that non-farm payroll, looking at the 45-minute, you get very nice trades to the downside on those. So it's one of those things that I think you need to definitely contemplate when you're trading futures, because they do make their decision process off of that time frame. And if you're able to confirm on lower and higher time frames, then you know you have a good trade. So that's it, guys. Unfortunately, non-farm payroll is over. It wasn't as exciting as we wanted it to be, but it was somewhat educational. At least we know that if we don't have a clean signal, we don't trade. And there wasn't a clean signal to trade. So, let me see, question. Yeah, Hector, no problem. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning, and hopefully we'll find some of these trades that we've been looking for to play out. Like I said, watch that US yen trade. I'm thinking that one's going to be a real player, and that we're all going to have some real smiles on our faces when it plays out. So thank you again for joining us here at Phoenix Trading Strategies, and we will see you Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.